What time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer. What time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer. What time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer. What time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer. What time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer. What time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer. What time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer. What time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer. What time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer. What time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now, here's the kind I prefer. What time is it?
Now we're just gonna just keep on making music and keep on working, try to make it to the top. It's the only
What
way
was
we
your
can.
journey to What was your journey to music? Like what brought you to this point, man?
What made me want to continue
Yeah,
to make
like
music?
yeah, what brought you to music? I mean, you could have been a fucking I don't know, whatever you wanted to be. You
I
chose
mean,
to be
honestly,
a musician.
on some real shit, I just ever since I was a kid, I've always liked singing. When I was a kid, that was my thing. And I was like, I like singing and shit. I like freaking, just that's all I really did growing up. And then once I got into like middle school, um, me and the homies used to like bullshit freestyle and shit, And then the homie one day was like, "Hey, yeah, your shit's actually pretty dope. Like, you should start making music." And I just started writing after that. Like, one of the homies told me that I had bars, and I was like, "Well, fuck it, I'm gonna try to write a song." And I wrote a song, and then after that first song that I wrote, it kind of from there, it just never stopped. I was probably like 12 years old, 11 years old, I still remember the first fucking verse I wrote type shit. Like,
Oh yeah.
so like, yeah, so it's like, I just ever since then, ever since I was like 11, 12 years old, I've just been fucking just writing. That's about it. Never really stopped. And then, um, like year and a half ago, 2 years ago, maybe even less, to be honest with you. The homie Tony D hit me up on Instagram. He said he wanted to make a track, and then we made a track together, and that's how I met Annimeanz.
Uh-huh.
And then Annimeanz at the studio, and then after that, like I said, we just kind of linked up, and we started working from there. You know, we dropped the song "Streets Calling" on Annimeanz' last album on
Yeah.
Summer 19, the one he just dropped, or
Yeah.
not just dropped, we dropped a couple months ago, and yeah, we just been working ever since. You know, talked about me being a part of his label and me doing, you know, making moves with him and all that stuff when we came to our agreements, and now we're here. You know,
Cool.
fortunately now we're here.
Now,
So,
Means, I got a question for you. You know, you've been around a lot of artists, and you've
mhm.
had the opportunity to work with quite a few artists. What made you choose this kid? You know, because you could have chosen a bunch of other guys. You know, and I know you're around artists all the time, and you could have easily just reached out to one of them and said, "Hey, you be a part of my group." But what made you choose the young man here?
Um, what really drew me to him initially was that he had natural talent. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't he was doing his thing pretty much by himself. You know, effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? There's still little things that we got to tweak, but for the most part, he was pretty polished without being polished, and
Wow,
I like that. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Yeah,
pretty
The
rare.
second,
it's dope.
yeah, it is. You know what I mean? The second thing was that he has a legitimate hunger for it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes they want to get in there for bitches. They want attention, and I
Yeah,
feel like he's more competitive and hungry as an artist
Hmm.
opposed to just be a socialite. You know what I'm saying? Um, and he's a young Chicano. He has his struggles like all youngsters do, and
Yeah.
like I said, I was just drawn to him for those specific reasons because I came up real young and not really having a lot of guidance and shit. So when I see young dudes that are hungry to do something other than robbing motherfuckers, doing gang shit, I feel like I can help them out with that, and that's why I decided to bring him on board. You know what I'm saying?
Word, man, that's pretty dope. So, what can we look forward to from you, Wolf? Like, what do you got working on right now, man? Are you just
right
recording, or
now
do you have like a
I mean,
project?
I mean, I don't got any projects coming. Like, you know, right now I'm mainly just working on singles. I do plan on dropping a little EP towards the end of the year. But right now I
Hmm.
got like 2 or 3 singles coming out. I got one dropped, or hopefully, if everything goes the way it should go and the way I'm hoping it's gonna go, we should have a track coming within the next couple days, dropping. If not, then I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know the drop date, and I'll post it on Instagram and all that.
Yeah.
I got a track right now called "Rich Right Now" that's gonna come out, and then I got another track with one of my boys. His name is Halloween. I got another track coming out with
Hmm.
him, and we're trying to drop that in a couple weeks too. So I got right now I got like about 3 or 4 tracks ready to drop. I'm just kind of waiting on the go, see what Annimeanz tells me, see what he thinks. I want to get like his side on everything too, because I don't want to just do everything on my own and make a mistake or some shit, or like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I don't want to fuck this opportunity up. So I'm kind of just taking
Yeah.
things as much as I want to take things not slow. I'm taking them slow. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah. I hear you.
I want everything to be like 100%, 110% at that. Like I just want everything to be kind of almost perfect in a way. You know what I mean?
Mm. What are your musical inspirations? Like what inspires you to make music? Like, do you have any specific artists out there
I
that
mean,
kind of like you?
what I grew up listening to was like, Big Pun, Fat Joe, Big L, 50
Uh-huh.
Cent, like Joey Badass, like stuff like East Coast, a lot of East Coast rap. That's where like that's what inspired me a lot. Is I like the way that they sound, like Wu-Tang Clan, like Old Dirty Bastard and shit like that. Like
Uh-huh.
old, mainly East Coast. That's like my main. That's like my main thing. I really like the East Coast flow. I really like what they be rapping about, and it's like it's not like I'm not to diss the West or nothing, because I'm on the West Coast and everything too. But it's like all the rappers out here be rapping about the same shit. You know what I mean? Money, drugs, and bitches. And out there, it's always something different. And so I mean, as much as it is the same, there's always that little, you know, that little area where East Coast rap is just completely different than everything else. You know what I mean? It has like, I feel like it just has its own personality, a different personality, like a different vibe to it. You know what I mean? And I just really like how the East Coast flow was. Like I just grew up on East Coast music. You know, like I never was really like, oh, I never really liked to bang like, you know, like fucking bump like West Side Connection or like, you know, like West Side music just never really was my thing. That's just the way it is. So like a lot of my inspiration came from the East Coast, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the inspiration that I had came from the East Coast. A lot of the way that I like write my music, it's like I wanna I wanna I wanna be like my favorite rapper, but even better. You know what I mean? So like I try to just like mix it into my own thing, I guess you can say.
Okay. So who's
That's
your
like
favorite rapper now that you bring it up?
right now. I mean, for the longest time, it's been Joey Badass. To be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to Joey Badass like in middle school and shit, and then it's kind of just like when every time that question comes up, like who's your favorite rapper, it's like he's the first one to pop into my head, Joey Badass. You know, that's like my favorite artist right now. In general, he hasn't dropped. He dropped the track, a couple tracks like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe. But that was like the first couple tracks since like 2017. But even then, he wasn't consistent after 2017 or 2018 or something like that. But I mean, he was still my favorite rapper. You know, just the way that, like the shit he talks about, the way he makes his music, the beats, the lyrics, like it's just like the swag that he has is just like that shit. It kind of just like I was like, okay, I see the picture and I would just turn it into my own shit. You know what I mean? Like I wanna, I wanna, I wanna like not be like him, but like you know, kind of just I don't know how to explain it. I don't really
No,
know
no,
how to
I get
explain
it.
it, but
I
like I
get it.
want, you know what I mean? Like I really like he was just a really big inspiration to me. He was always something like, oh, Joey Badass, Joey Badass. Like, hey, you heard this new track by Joey Badass? Hey, yo, check this shit out right here, bro. Like, you know, like it was always like every time he dropped something, I was on that shit. So it was like I want to be, I was like I want to be big like him one day type shit. So that's what like kind of just started pushing me even more to start recording music. Cause it's just like if he can do it when he was young, like me, I mean, I can do it too, you know? So it was just like, that's the way I felt. And that was just like, he's always been, like I said, he's always just been an inspiration to me, like the music, the lyrics, shit that he talks about, what he does as a person out of the music industry, what he does alone. It's like, you know, it's shit's dope. He's a dope ass artist as a person. I'm pretty sure he's a pretty dope person too. I mean, you know, so yeah, Joey Badass has to be hands down one of my favorite rappers right now.
Okay.
For the longest time, he has been.
Okay. Well, you mentioned some names that were before your time, though.
Yeah, Big
Old Dirty
L,
Bastard. You
yeah,
know that he
Fat
was
Joe.
probably you probably weren't even born when came out. You know.
No, I definitely I wasn't born when Big Pun and Big L was rapping, but I mean, you know, they was like, you know, growing up, that's what I used to listen to because of my cousins and shit, and my brothers and all that. So like growing up, they would bump that shit. I would listen to it, and I never really understood what they were saying growing up. But you know, as I got older, I was like, okay, like these fools got bars. Like these guys, they really out here spitting. They're really out here spitting. So like once I started really paying attention to the music, um, that's when I started like, you know, that's when I started to choose what were my favorite rappers and
Mm.
what I really like to listen to. And I never really caught myself listening to West Coast rap. It was always like some East Coast shit, you know? And it was always
And you're
growing up.
cut off for that right there. You know. No, I'm just playing. No.
Nah, like it's just like I don't know. Like I mean, my cousins be on that West Coast, you know, rap shit. They be rapping and shit, and they be on that West Coast shit. But I've always been more so just
Yeah.
I don't know, just more so drawn to the East Coast. Like the East Coast rap has always had my attention, you know,
Mhm.
like the beats, the bars, I don't know. It's just everything about the East Coast is just,
I
it's just
feel him. I feel the same way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
I do. So
Mhm.
I do like a little a nice amount of West Coast rap,
yeah, of
but
course.
some hip hop. You know what I mean? That just different. It's another
Yeah,
vibe. You know.
like East Coast hip hop is just like I don't know. Even the beats be having me feeling some type of way sometimes. You feel me? It's like I be hearing West Coast beats and I'm like, yeah, that shit's hard. Then you play some East Coast shit and I'm like, okay, yeah, that shit definitely hard. I need a verse on that shit. Like you tell me like, and that's usually how it is whenever I hear some East Coast shit. It's like, oh, that shit's tight. Like, you know? So like I always try to like every time I try to make a song, I try to have like I want to have that West Coast vibe, but it's just kind of hard for me to do it because it's just not really what I be feeling. You know what I mean? So it kind of just makes it a little tough.
That Streets Calling was a West Coast record like a motherfucker though. He killed that
Oh,
record too.
that yeah, that's like for sure West Coast, but like that's like hands down West Coast. But like, you know, it's just that was like the first time I ever actually tried to make a West Coast like type of song. Like Means came at me, he said, "Hey Wolf," he said, "I think you'll sound dope on this beat." He didn't even really give me a choice. He said, here's this fucking beat and write a verse to it, pretty much in a nice way. You feel me? I was like, fuck it. So I fucking got the beat. I sat there, I wrote some shit down real quick. I showed Means, and he said, "Yeah, that shit's tight. We're gonna slap that shit on my album." I was like, "Oh fuck, all right." So I was like hella hyped because like that's like the first album I've ever been on. Like, and then he's a pretty big artist, you know himself. So like hell yeah, I was fucking hyped as fuck. I was like, "Fuck the beat, homie. I'm about to like, you know, I'm about to try to kill this shit. Like this is my opportunity to like." I felt like it was my opportunity to shine. You know, kind of like
Yeah.
so it was my opportunity to shine a little bit. So I was just like, okay, this is my time. I'm about to fucking try to go hard. And then like I ain't gonna lie, when Mean spit his verse on that track, I was kind of intimidated. I was like, fuck, like I don't want these people to think that my verse was trash or some shit. You feel me? This fool Annimeanz killed that shit. So like I was a little intimidated. I ain't even gonna lie, but
You have to go in
unfortunately,
and rewrite it, or did you just go with it?
no, I didn't. Honestly, I was just like, fuck it, bro. I was like, if this was better than me on this verse, it's his song anyways. It's okay. You feel me? But I mean, that shit was like, honestly, I wasn't expecting a lot. But I mean, because I was kind of just like I said, I heard his verse and I got really intimidated. I was just kind of like, fuck, like I hope I can keep up with this fool, or I hope people think that I sound dope on this track. And you know, like I said, fortunately, people really did like the track. Like a lot of people really liked the track. You know, that shit was really dope. So, you know, and it came out a lot better than I sounded a lot better than I expected on it too. You know, like I didn't think I was gonna sound anywhere near as dope as Annimeanz, because I thought Annimeanz is dope was a shit. Like I was like low key like fuck,
Yeah.
like maybe I shouldn't be on the song. Like what if Annimeanz tells me he didn't like my verse type shit, you know? Like so that's like I started overthinking it when I heard him spit that shit. But then when the whole track got put together and everything was like, you know, set in stone, then we heard the track, I was like, okay, yeah, this shit's fucking dope. And then
Yeah.
and then Annimeanz told me too, like, you know, like you don't gotta feel intimidated. You don't gotta feel like, you know, like it ain't a competition. Like we on the same song. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like, you know, like as long as he thought I was dope, pretty much to be on his track. That's at the end of the day when the track got put together. That's all that really mattered to me. I was like, as long as Annimeanz likes that shit, that's cool because that's gonna go on his album. You know, like I want that album to sound dope. Like I don't want it to be 10 dope tracks and then there's the one with one it's fucking whack as fuck. You know what I mean? So like that's what I
Yeah.
didn't want. And fortunately that's what didn't happen. So that's dope.
You know, that's actually the most streamed song on the album. Believe it or not,
Shit.
it's the biggest.
That's
I
tight.
wanted him to rap on the record because I wanted to see how well he can be versatile and how well he can get out of his element and perform. So and he passed with flying colors, bro. You know what I mean? He's a dope artist. He in my opinion, I think he killed it. You know what I mean? The way he
Yeah.
comes in,
Good looking, bro. Good looking.
and it was ill. So I I thought he sounded better than I did. In all honesty, you know
Oh,
what I'm
so it's
saying?
vice versa, huh?
Yeah, I just like his vibe. You know what I mean? And he's hungry for it. You know, and you can show and it shows. So
Yeah. But you have
I
that
believe.
challenge though, you know, knowing that he's kind of like an East Coast type of lyricist. You
Hmm.
have that challenge of breaking him on the West Coast, you know. So I don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's gonna be
I
your.
came in under the same pretense. In all honesty, you know, my influences are Nas and Prodigy from Mobb Deep, and my flow has never really been a conventional West Coast flow, so to speak. So I feel like that only it's a plus for me because I've had a little success on my own, and what I know and how he raps, I think I can go even further with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. You know, Wolf, this is a wonderful opportunity for you to learn. And if I just have some suggestions for you, is just when you're in the studio, just pay much attention as you can to see
Hmm.
how the song process is made, how
Hmm.
songs are structured, you know, because there is a structure to how you do this, you know.
Yeah.
You don't just go in there and just slap a song together. There's the production side of it. There's arrangement. So just pay as much attention as you can, learn and soak up as much as you can, in there. And one thing I'd like to tell young artists is to take direction, especially when you're in the booth. I know that's like you have to set your pride aside sometimes,
Yeah.
but you have to have someone when someone says cut, do it again. Just suck it up and be like, all right, let's do it again.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Because they hear something you don't.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to
That's
be in there
dope.
with glasses when I first got a part of the division. I used to be in there with glasses, and I'd be making my records, and glasses would come in the red room and be like, "Let me hear what you got." You know how he talks and shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I'd play some records, and he'd be like, "Yeah, this shit's whack. I ain't feeling it. Do it again." And I'd be like, "What do you mean? I've been here for like fucking hours. Like, do it again,
Wow.
cuz." So yeah, man. I definitely was tutored by one of the greats, man, and I feel like I can bring that energy that I learned from glasses, and I can give it to Wolf, and he could take it even farther. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really looking forward to that process, man, because like I said, he's already ill. He just needs a couple little fine tuning, and then we just gonna come and just tear shit up. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man. I can't wait for that. Means let's talk about you for a second.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
you know, Me and you have been talking and lately, and man, I feel like the direction that you're going in, you just don't want to be the top of the Latinos. You're looking to go after everything else in this game. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the black crowd, the Latino crowd. You feel your name should be in the conversation when you're talking about the top MCs from LA.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely, I feel like aside from having a great mentor, shout out to Glasses Malone. I feel like I earned it. I've been in this game over 10 years. I've been spitting consistently. I've had press that most artists don't have now that people consider to have a big buzz. I just been counted out my whole career because of my skin color and because I'm not necessarily the conventional hip hop head or, like let's say for instance, Wolf looks different than I do. I'm a cholo. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I've always been slept on because of those facts. You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm getting the attention that I'm getting, I feel like it's definitely my time, and I feel like while it's my time, I need to bring in somebody even hungrier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because in order for us to get our respect out here, we have to come in as a force, opposed to just individuals trickling through the door one at a time every so many years. You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah.
like if we come in as a full force team, then it's gonna open the doors for even more Chicanos that know how to rap to come in. And I feel like our biggest mission at this point is beating the Chicano rap stigma and just becoming who we are in our own right as MCs without the extra bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you really feel you could take this top spot in LA, though, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. I know I can. I'm ready for it, and I know I can for sure because I've spitting with. I got records with some of the greats, man. I got records with J Rock. I got records with Troy Ave. I got record with some of the elite M game, and I've never been washed out my own every single time. I feel like I've proven more than one time what I can do on this mic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel you on that. I think that your journey's been a special one. The way you've had to come up in the game. You haven't had, even though you've had a song on radio, you've never had radio like push you or get behind you. You know, even though you're probably even though you're deserving of it. Even though you're deserving of it. Okay?
And I don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? We had a good run at radio. You was a part of the team at that time.
Yeah.
And I'm able to, I'm versatile like that. Like I said, once again, I gotta give that praise to my mentor. You know what I mean? and DJ Head. You know, I sat there for hours and learned how to make radio friendly music because that's actually a legitimate craft aside from just making rap music. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, all the time that I put into it, and you know, I maybe wasn't received as well as I feel I should have been, but I don't take offense to it because maybe that wasn't my time. You know what I'm saying? I'm very big on understanding when it's your time, then you're gonna go. You just have to be ready for that time. You know what I'm saying?
Now, one thing I like about your sound is that you go from a hip hop beat to something that's radio friendly. I think that a lot of MCs have that stigma that radio friendly music. You know, I think you've changed a lot of that.
And you know that was the goal too as well. You know, the when I was in the studio, when I was learning how to perfect my craft and make the music, the goal was to learn how to make radio friendly records, and you know, maximize my potential and get the most out of my craft. So definitely I focus on making radio records. I focus on making conscious records, focus on making, you know, street bangers, arranging, producing. I pretty much can do it all. You know what I'm saying? I focus on the rhymes more than anything though. But you know, I do arrange, I produce, I A&R. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I know when it comes to someone like Wolf, I have what it takes to take him to the next level. I've already done it with another artist that, you know, has already moved on to his own thing, but I know I can take Wolf where he needs to go through my experience and my tutelage. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Tell us about Crack Rock Bounce. That album.
Crack Rock Bounce. It's part 2 of the Crack Rock series. The first one was Crack Rock Soul, which was a project that was done over all trap soul records. So basically between 50 and 70 BPM records. This one is the second installment, which is called Crack Rock Bounce. And the reason for that is because it's more of a bounce album in the terms of Southern bounce. So the BPMs are between like 70 and 88. But it you know, it still has a West Coast flavor to it, if that makes sense. So it's just me really playing around with it and showing my versatility, and you know how I can run right alongside these young dudes doing these trap style records, and how I can fall right back in and jump in a booth with the OGs on the boom bap tip. You know what I'm saying?
Did we finally get a release for it?
Yeah, we're releasing. Everybody will be able to hear it for free exclusively on Latin Beast TV Tuesday morning. The official video will be released later on that day at 7 p.m. Latin Beast TV, and it'll be available for purchase and download on all digital websites the day after, which is Wednesday. I just kind of want to, you know, people consume music differently now. So I want to be able to give them the option to listen to it for free and then decide whether they want to buy it or not. Either way, they stream it. I just want to give people the opportunity to have it in all forms. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Wolf, is there anything you want to leave it for?
Yeah, we're releasing Wolf's new single. If I'm not mistaken, Sunday. We already got it sent up to Latin Beast. I know West Coast Styles is gonna do a write-up on it. So we're gonna release that. We're gonna give them a rollout in West Coast Styles. Shout out to West Coast Styles. Y'all definitely supporting us, and we appreciate y'all for that. You know what I mean? Really love what y'all doing over there as far as giving underground artists a platform. So, you know, be on the lookout. Wolf got a feature on there with Infinite, who's a really, really dope artist from Riverside, and they collaborate together. They're an ill team, bro. And the record's called Right Now, and it'll be out Sunday, and then we'll have it available for major release and platforms that following week. And hopefully we get the video done. Like I said, by the end of the year, you're gonna know who Wolf is. You know what I mean? We coming with it. He's gonna be doing the interviews, the press. We got the videos coming out. By Christmas Day, mark my words, he's gonna be a presence in the LA scene and in the Hispanic scene and every other scene. You know what I mean? he's coming for it. We're right behind him. We believe in what he's doing, and we're gonna push him to the fullest extent of what we can push him.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for your time. I know you guys got things to do, and I'm gonna let you
Yes,
go ahead.
sir.
Let you go ahead and that, and you guys have yourself a wonderful night.
All right, man. Thank you very much for having me, and I'm out.
All right.
All right.
So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the kind I prefer. So what time is it? Okay, we have some fabulous